Hi! So it has kind of been requested that I share with you my wigs that I got from Jessie's Wig. I purchased them online about a week ago, and I did a review of that purchase, a reaction to that purchase, and that's here. So I originally thought in that video that they were synthetic wigs, and in reality I think they are in fact human wigs, and I'm going to show you kind of what I've done and why I think they are human. When I was doing the original video, I did think that they felt a lot different than this wig, which I did purchase from a person that does wigs here in my hometown. I'm at my parents' house, so this is a little awkward for me, but I do think that they are human wigs. One thing that I will say is definitely wash your wigs if you do get them from an online source, because they were very, very, very gross. I'm gonna overlay those right here. Both wigs were definitely had some color come out of them, and I wouldn't necessarily expect the blonde to have any color come out, but it was probably the grossest one that I had done. So I'm gonna show you that one first. And I did have to make some modifications to this wig because it's at a medium or an average cap size, but this is quite large in terms of a cap size. Over my earpieces, they were not sitting anywhere close to my actual. So on this wig, my earpieces, you can see, are right here. Again, my natural hairline kind of comes in there, but my wig piece is right there. This one, the earpieces were all the way past my ears down here, and they do that still a little bit, but I did fix them, kind of. I looked for a tutorial online of how to potentially fix wigs, and so that's what I did. So to compensate for the fact that it's too large, I took and sewed, and I might have to do some more because it's not the perfect, is just took and sewn a little bit of the stitching here to make it a little tighter, and on the sides in the back. So it's very, very big back here, not so much up here, but very, very big back here. Another thing that I did do is on these clips, and you see this one came off, I did sew to keep those clips kind of intact. This one just came off because it must have pulled the string. Again, you can kind of see that there is a pretty large gap right there when it is on my head. I do have what they put in there, which is the wig grip on the back. It works, it's good, but the one thing that I do have a complaint about is the sides. It definitely is irritating. The plastic piece is irritating on my head, so I think I might nix this, maybe wear a wig grip instead with this, or just continue to adjust the wig for my size. These clips, while they're great and would be great for somebody with actual hair, I don't have very much hair on the side of my head. So I think I'm going to have to rip these out and get clips like I have in my other wig back there. I just don't have any right now at my mom's house. She's the one that gave them to me in the first place. So I'm going to have to go buy them from like a Sally's or something like that, whatever kind of beauty store you have. I'm gonna probably get them from there. So these aren't that great here. The one in the back isn't bad, but it's still not the greatest for my natural hair. And again, my natural hair right now is pretty short. So it's not quite the same and doesn't work that great. So on the earpieces, what I ended up doing is actually sewing the earpiece in right here. I kind of just folded that earpiece in and on top of itself and then sewed it. So that is working slightly. It's not perfect, but it is better than it was. My earpiece is kind of a little higher for it. I think I still have to go maybe slightly more because this earpiece is perfect. It's way up top. There's not much space back here. It's really, really a good fitting wig. This one, not so much. I may have had to size down. I just don't know. This one is supposed to be an average size wig, and so this one is actually really nice. This one is more fitting like a large than an average size. So I do have to do some adjusting for my actual head shape, and if I ever do sell this wig, I will have to disclose that. which things can kind of be taken out, so it's fine. But in terms of color and style, it's kind of lost a little bit of its style right now just because I've brushed it a couple times, I've worn it a couple times. But up close, it does look pretty shiny. You can see my light on it. So it's pretty shiny, pretty smooth. And here, let me take a brush through it so then you can kind of see what it does. You can see that the ends are definitely like frizzy, like an actual hair, not necessarily synthetic. And maybe my light might be showing it a little shinier than it actually is. But it is definitely human hair. Definitely human hair. I didn't take a picture with this one after I had washed it because it came out really straight, and it wasn't kind of a nice style for me. But I did take a picture with the other one, which I will show you in a minute, but I will also put that picture up on this video just to see what it looks like with the natural style. But this one, again, I really like this one. It's a great color on me. It feels really nice. It looks really nice. I got to do some recurling in the back here. But again, that's a great indication that it's actually human hair wig. It is not keeping its style. If it was synthetic or any bit of synthetic, it would keep its style, and it's really not keeping its style. I can post a picture of when I did style it and what it looked like when I styled it. It was a lot curlier, so you can see that in this photo. But this one, again, very beautiful wig. It was a custom color. So I think that is why this one reigned true to the actual picture than what my other one did. So let me show you that one. And this one is why I really know that they are human hair wigs, because I have never, ever gotten a hair or a wig that is naturally curly or has some like natural wave to it. So this one is supposed to be more of a blonde. It said honey blonde. And I do think that the blonde in here did come out honey-like. However, there's definitely more red, and I think that was supposed to be brown. It showed very brown in the picture. I'll show you here. But if you look closely, you can kind of see, especially like right here, that there is a natural wave to this wig. And I will post that picture right now. So I washed it, and that's how it turned out. Was very curly, very wavy. As you can see that I'm moving this wig, it's got that wave to it underneath, even right there. I straightened this wig because I thought it might work with a straightener. It did not. It's got such a natural wave to it that I hesitate ever actually doing anything to this wig, and probably just going to use its natural wave. I do want to try and do a wave to it with some heat, because again, heat often does help keep your wig looking stylish and looking really nice. So I'm going to probably try to do a style with this wig for heat, but I think I want to use this one really naturally. And again, this is the first time that I've ever gotten a wig that has some kind of curl pattern to it. My natural hair is curly, and so I'm very excited to have a wig that is curly, and I'm very curious about other curly wigs that I've seen online, because if they're natural hair, how are they keeping that curl pattern if you didn't perm it or you didn't get it from a natural source, somebody that has curly hair? Which mine, again, over time completely got ruined. So I'm very curious about that. But this wig, again, has that curl. You can kind of see it up here in that scalp. It is definitely a curly haired source. I just don't know from where. Again, this one I am going to dye because I don't like the red. I already have a wig like this that's in red. It's just longer, and I definitely want a brown one with kind of this blonde highlight. So my mom is a cosmetologist, so I'm going to have her put some darker lowlights in here to kind of get it back to a brown. There are some areas in here where you can kind of see more blonde streaks. It looks kind of patchy there. So I'm definitely going to kind of fix that area. Like right here, you can see there's a big patch. of blonde. So I'm going to try and fix those areas too, just to get it to something that I think is wearable and different than the wigs that I already have. So on this one was a 313 by 4 lace. I did have to fix this one quite a bit. It also has, and this is hard for me because I've never gotten a wig that wasn't from another source. So this is a learning curve for myself. The knots in here are not, I don't think, pre-glued or pre-bleached. So they are definitely coming through very much here, especially on the hairline. So that is something that I have to try and do myself, and I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to do it because when I put it on, it's very evident that there is a line. So this wig, you can see there's definitely a kind of a line there, but it's not as terrible as this one. And I will show you what that looks like. And see, my hair is pretty short. I do have a lot of balding spots on the side of my head. That's why the combs on the side do not work for me. And in the back, it is pretty short too. So up here is where most of it is, but again, it is pretty thin at the top of my head. So I was diagnosed with female pattern baldness, which is a form of alopecia. And so it's basically not growing, and I don't know what the cause of it was. Some people say stress. I just don't know. So I chose to start wearing wigs so that I no longer had any insecurities about my hair and students kind of looking at my hair. So I'm gonna put this one on. Again, it has the band. And you can tell this one has definitely more volume to it than the blonde wig. I believe I got this on 180. So right now, for their versions of 180, their thickness is right around the crown up here, right around that ear part. This is really thick. You can see it's just so thick. Right here, it's like clumped. The bottom, very thin. Right? The front, thin, but right by the ears, right behind the ears is definitely the biggest. I would say behind and on top, kind of right here, is definitely where the most majority of that hair is. And in the back, right behind my, I guess, baby spot, or where my head starts to slope down. But on this one, you can see that there is definitely a hairline. So I do have to bleach these knots. I never have done that before, so it's going to be very interesting. From a distance, you can tell it looks very natural, very realistic, but up close, it's pretty obvious that I'm wearing a wig. Same with these. I did have to adjust and sew the sides because the earpieces were digging into my scalp, which was very uncomfortable. So I did sew the sides, even though that they are lace. I kind of just sewn the lace back up a little higher. So on these ones, you can see that the lace is right there. My natural hair is here. My natural hair is pretty flexible, and it kind of blends in with any color that I'm wearing, especially if it's more of a brown. My natural hair is pretty ashy. I just got out of the shower, so it kind of looks a little dark right now. But this is, you can hardly tell that there's something there. The only difference is that my natural hair is curly and this wig right now is straight. So it's very blendable, which I really like. And my hair is pretty versatile. But right here, again, same thing, right back here, if I can, right here, there is so much wig cap that I have had to sew these pieces together, and there's still quite a lot that I can grab here that is not next to my head. And all of my other wigs, they're right next to my head. So this one has a lot of room. Not up here, this part's great. It's always in the back of the head right here. that has a lot. So if you are kind of on the smaller side, definitely get the small. If you're a little bit larger head, go ahead, get this one. I think it would be fine. If you do already at least sit on that average side, I think you'll be okay. But for me, it's a little bit too big. So I'm kind of sad about that. I wish I would have sized down, but they didn't necessarily give that option, I don't believe. I think it was already automatically a average wig cap. I would have to have requested a smaller wig cap. So somebody had asked about it being real hair. I do think that these are both real hair. I also think and believe the folks that said that they had received non-human hair, that it was synthetic, because I did think that it was synthetic at first, obviously. But I do think that you have to be very cautious when you're buying a wig online, just like when we buy things from Amazon, we have to be cautious. My mom just got a package and there was nothing in it when it was supposed to be something in it. So we have to obviously be cautious when we order online. Spending this much money is a gamble, definitely a gamble. If you're worried about anything, I would say contact them for sure. They were very open to communication. They had emailed me first because I put a typo in my address, but I had emailed them back and said, hey, did you receive my email? Please acknowledge that you received my email of the change, and they did reply. There obviously is a time difference because they are based in China, so know that as well. But again, for buying wigs online for my first time, for the price that I paid for them, I'm not upset about the size of the wig cap. It's adjustable, I can fix it. I have some skewing ability to be able to fix the wig to fit my head, which I think is a benefit. But knowing now that I've had to make these adjustments, I will probably, if I order from them again, I will size down in a wig cap so that I have the right size for my head. I will probably do some more measurements to make sure that it is the right size, or I'm ordering the right piece, and knowing that these are bigger and they came bigger, knowing that I probably should size down, which means I would have to wait a little bit longer for my wig, which again, if they're going to give me human hair wigs, I will happily wait that long. I also think that they're not stupid individuals. They're a company. They are going to probably look at our social medias, or at least try to find our social medias to give us wigs meant for whatever we are currently doing. So I'm trying to be an advocate for people who do wear wigs. Again, it's kind of not common, or at least not talked about, and I'm kind of sick of that. I want to talk about wearing wigs. So my social media is full of me wearing wigs and promoting me wearing wigs. They may have done their research and said, okay, well, this person is going to be a potential client. Let's give her the human hair wigs, and then go see where it goes. I have not been approached by Jessie Wigs, or Jessie's Wig, to be an affiliate or an ambassador or anything like that. I am doing this out of the kindness of my heart because there is obviously a lot of misinformation, and that was one of the things that people said in their reviews, is that they say it's human hair, but then I got this. Or people are like, oh yeah, they're talking a big game, but is it really accurate? In my case, it was accurate, but I don't know whether or not that was because they did their own research and found my pages. So keep that in mind. It also depends, I think, what you are wearing your wigs for. I wear mine for every day. When I'm at home, I don't obviously wear my wigs as often because I'm at home, but when I'm out and about, I do wear my wigs all of the time. And so it is something that is part of my life, and it is an accessory for me. So obviously be cautious, but be mindful that there's a possibility that yes, you could potentially get a human hair wig. So I'm very glad and very grateful that I did get a human hair wig, because that the feel that I like. I enjoy that. I love the fact that I'm going to be able to change this wig. I think it looks better actually with my outfit right now than my black haired wig did. Even my blonde, actually, I think it looks even better with this. I'm going to throw the blonde on just to show you. And I can show you even what that earpiece looks like. I know I just threw my wig on my bed. See? It's like hat hair. But I will fix those later. But a different colored wig, even length and style, can honestly change your appearance so much that it's like starkingly obvious that it's something totally different. And that's what I love about wearing wigs. And this is just as cute, just as different as the other two. Now let me show you what this wig does on the earpieces. So this earpiece is right here. It does not come up here like it's supposed to, and it's still sitting on my ear, which is not good for the piercings that I just got on my helix. I have a conch and I have a tragus, or tragus, whatever it's called. So this doesn't quite fit here around this part. It feels nice here, like it's tight, but it doesn't feel good around my ears. And that was one thing that I have a complaint of, is that this wig was definitely not the right size. The other complaint, and I think I posted this in the original video, is the color that they used to do the seams on the side. Because if I do pull this back, I can see this. And so that's kind of a problem. This is a wig that I would not be able to wear up at all, unless I just did where that mono piece is, which is kind of sad because I do like to wear my hair up, half up sometimes, or even in a bun, but this would be one that I'd have to pull back like this, and it's not exactly the best style or shape for my face. But again, both wigs, human hair, absolutely human hair, which is really, really good, and I'm glad. But if you are thinking and contemplating about ordering a wig online, do your research, find reviews. I kind of willy-nilly just said, screw it, let's do it. Which isn't always the best motto. I was being a little impulsive at the moment, but I am happy with my impulsivity, and I think that they turned out really, really nice. And I'm very happy to add these to my collection. So if you're watching this and you didn't see my original review, go ahead, go watch that. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is at itsmissms.perry, P-A-R-R-Y, where I will style these wigs and wear these wigs with different outfits, things like that, to be able to see how they move and how they've changed over time, so that you can kind of get the best of what you're going to buy. But again, pretty happy with the wigs that I bought. Only thing that I'm upset about is the wig size, the wig cap size. But other than that, it's a really good wig, and I would recommend buying one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Okay, mini update. So I took the band out of the wig, put the wig on, tightened the back end of it, and it feels a lot better. It's not hurting behind my ears because that plastic was killing my temples. It's not bad now. It kind of fits a lot better too on the back end, so I think that was just making it too bulky in the back, that it was like too tight, or it just was not working. But this is way better. It doesn't feel as secure as I'd like it. So what I could do is put some Got To Be Glued right here on the lace part. I've done that before on my other wigs, and it's really not that bad. It does get a little like gummy, so you do have to wash your wig a little bit more frequently. But other than that, it's not that bad. But yeah, I would definitely say get rid of the band. Don't wear the band. So again, this is definitely, again, a medium size or an average size wig. I could still use the actual clips instead of the combs that are in here. the adjustments that I made for this wig definitely worked. Now that I have it without the band. Does it feel as secure? Not really. Did I like having that security? Absolutely. Can I live without it? Yes. Just for the sake and comfort of my head, which will be much better and appreciated. My scalp will thank me. But yeah, I think get rid of the band and you'll be fine.